Welcome back to my 31 days of summer barbecue. Now we have tons of barbecue recipes coming out over the next month. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss a trick and you catch every single one. My summer slaw with pineapple, let's get it. Summer slaw. Now slaws are absolutely banging with a barbecue. They go with a vast array of smoked meats. When I make my slaws, I like to add a little bit of fruitiness to it, and that comes in the form of pineapple. Now pineapple's got a lovely sweet acidic flavour that complements the dressing and really lifts this slaw into the next level. Now first thing you do is you base your slaw with onion, allium. It's got bite, it's got flavour, it's got colour. So red onion down to the board and we chop it in half. Once your onion's in half, you're going to take the skin off. I like to take the first layer of the onion off as well, just because sometimes it can get a little bit chewy. And just very simply slice through so you get these beautiful little semicircles. Next up, carrots. Just little garden carrots. If they're about this size, you're going to use, I'd say, 3. Take the top off, the bottom off, then with a peeler, just get rid of that outside skin in half. And then you're going to slice it on an angle. So you end up with these beautiful sort of half crescent slices, almost like you'd get in a Chinese. Carrot's obviously quite a woody vegetable, so go nice and thin with that so there's not too much of a bite. Next up, red pepper. One of my favorites, full of sweetness, full of juice, and full of life. Down to the board. Now once those shoulders are off, take the other side off. Now you're going to make a slit down the body of the red pepper, parallel to the board. Just take off all that white pith and the seeds. This can get sliced up, ready to go into the slaw. I want to keep the pepper a little bit more chunky just because it's got so much water in it. I don't want it to break down and lose all its juice. Now if we're talking slaw, we've got to talk cabbage. And if we're talking cabbage, white cabbage is my absolute favourite for a slaw. It's got body, it's got sweetness, it's got structure, it's got a lovely crisp freshness that it brings to an amazing slaw. So take your cabbage down in half. We go in half again, and then on an angle you're just looking to cut out this little tiny root that it's got, because that can be a little bit too woody. Now at this stage with a sharp knife, you just want to slice across and shred that super fine. If you don't have the skill to do this at the moment, that's fine. Get yourself a Japanese mandolin and just run that across at a thinnest setting. That goes into the bowl. One of the last things we're going to put in this slaw is a pineapple. Now pineapples are absolutely stunning at this time of year. What you want to do is get the thing down to the board, just cut it in half very gently. Then we're going to take the bottom off, and just like you did with the pepper, I want you to get your knife in there, parallel to the board, and then just roll as you take the skin off. Now there's a lot of sliced things in this slaw, so for this, I want it diced. So take your knife and create these beautiful long slabs of pineapple. Turn those 90 degrees, cut through again, and you get these beautiful little batons. Then instead of going 90 degrees horizontally, now you're turning 90 degrees the other way. And you turn those batons by the same motion into these stunning little pops of freshness that are going to go perfectly in your slaw. If you talk about slaw, you've got to talk about herbs. And when we're talking about herbs, coriander, pineapple, cabbage, red onion, lime, all goes together perfectly. Good bit of coriander, we're just going to run the knife through it. Very roughly, you want these pieces quite big. Now generally the dressing you're going to find for your coleslaw in most recipe books is mayonnaise based. I think that's a little bit heavy. So what I like to do is use Greek yogurt. It's light, but it's rich. It's got that sort of luxurious velvetiness that fat brings, but without the clagginess of a mayonnaise dressing. We get a good amount of Greek yogurt into a bowl. Although yogurt has its own acidity, I like bolstering that with a little bit of lime. Whenever we cut or juice citrus, you always roll it on the bench. We've got fat from the yogurt, we've got acidity from the lime. Now we've got sweetness from a little bit of honey. Pop that open, give it a good squirt in. Seasoning belongs in all your cooking, so don't leave it out of this. Good pinch of salt and a healthy grab of pepper. We're going to stir that now and pour that all over the top of those stunningly fresh vegetables. After giving your hands a good old wash, you're going to get them in there, crunch and scrunch all of those stunning ingredients together. Now generally people will tell you to do those slaws a little bit in advance, just so the acidity and the salt has time to work and break down the structure of that vegetables and a few of those fruits. But for me, I mix and I go straight away because I like the freshness. I like being able to taste the individual things before they all meld and mold together. So as soon as it's done, get it straight out into a bowl. Try and build it with a little bit of height, all that colour, all that freshness. The pops of the pineapple, the bite of the onion, the beautiful sweetness from that carrot and pepper, the humble cabbage acting as the body of this stunningly fresh slaw. That's an amazing summer salad ready for your beautiful British barbecue. My summer slaw with pineapple 101. Ah, thank you.